Hello folks, this is Sylvain from Wakefield, Quebec, here with an observation and a request to you. Well, the observation is that the Canadian government, the economy, and the whole nation is corroded, and we need some recession-proofing. As you know, cars that are about to face a harsh winter, harsh conditions on the road, they have to go through rust-proofing before the conditions on the road to protect the vehicle. So we need recession-proofing. Not only do we need recession-proofing, we need future-proofing. Many of you know about AI, but everybody, I mean even children, will know about the effects of AI starting this September, or most likely even sooner than that. It will have an impact on society, on business, on jobs, etc., on art, on medicine, on law, on absolutely everything. So what we need are solutions. What we need is focused harmony. We need to harmonize on the critical things. We need to get together and collaborate to recession-proof and future-proof ourselves and the people we care about. And so for that purpose, I came up with an idea, and I'm working on the idea, and it's culminating this Sunday. I'm having a meeting with some the major business owners of Wakefield, and they like the idea of collaboration, and they like the idea of creative problem solving, and we'll be suggesting ideas, each one of us, on how to recession-proof and future-proof our tiny little village. Now, why do it? Why am I starting this in villages? Cottage country, rural areas, farms, they need immediate attention to the issue of the future right now. As you know, farms are at risk, they're suffering. Most farmers that you probably know have a second job or a full-time job to keep the farm alive. So that's just one issue, there are several others. And so anyways, I pray that some divine intervention will happen this Sunday, or maybe through your prayers, or maybe just by sharing this video that I'm making if you can share it with business owners in Wakefield and also in Chelsea, because I'm doing the same thing in Chelsea. I'm not heading that initiative, somebody else is, but we're going to be collaborating together. Now these areas have no chambers of commerce, boards of trade, bureau of tourism to promote them. All businesses need two things. The main operation of businesses are 2 points. One is marketing and the other is innovation. So we need both. Hi. Hey puppy. Nice. And so, I forget where I was. That's a nice thing about getting old. You forget all your problems, but then you forget your train of thought. Anyways, the meeting is happening tomorrow, Sunday. If it is successful, it will be a model for Chelsea and Wakefield and Low and Alcove and Farleton and Val-des-Monts and all these areas. Because all these areas don't have a chamber of commerce, a board of trade, and information for tourists. And yet, they live in beauty. It's paradise. It's a very beautiful area. So if the meeting is successful, then the hyper network will be created. The network of networks will be created in this region. And if we can succeed in the small municipalities, the ideas that we will be developing or implementing and promoting could work even more in major cities. So this could be like a testing ground. And I'm starting it here because I live here and I love it here. So I hope that this initiative harmonizes with universal intelligence and goodness and universal intelligence. And I believe it will be successful. And I'm very happy to say that even though I think my ideas are good, the people I've invited to this event, I met with them privately before Sunday, before we meet as a group. And their ideas are much, much better than mine. Simpler, faster, cheaper. and I'm anxious to get cracking on some of these ideas. So, as a reminder, if the event is successful, down on May 12th, we will be replicating this event and sharing our findings with the general public, at least here in Wakefield. And if there's consent, then we can live stream it to the other areas, or actually to the world. It's time that we start building. We need to rebuild Canada from scratch. And I'm very inspired every time I see a beaver building a dam, you know, chewing a tree that is taller than a building. I'm inspired by that. And the beaver is our symbol. And, well, so is the loon, but I prefer the beaver over the loon as a symbol for Canadians. The busy beaver. You know, they're natural engineers. They're very creative. Not only do they build dams, okay, they're the only animals who have, how do you say, you know, flushing toilets. They build flushing toilets in their homes. They're winterized. Just amazing little animals. They don't bother anybody. They never say a word. I never heard a beaver scream. They just work, 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 and that's what we have to do. We have to work, work, work. But we have to focus on what matters, common ground issues, not special interest groups that divide us. Political parties divide us with the different colors, the dark blue, light blue, the reds, the orange, the purple, you know, and the greens. Some of these colors disappear, and they will be replaced by other colors, of course. The colors of the rainbow, okay? So, anyways, this is Sylvain. Have a nice weekend. And if you know anybody who owns a business or a farm or a musician, if you know a musician or an artist, have them contact me, sylvain.henry@gmail.com, or 8, Henry is spelled with a Y, Henry, 873-376-4680. Thanks.